Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It is time for How Not To Play Kel'Thuzad. I've loved this character ever since Warcraft 3. Loved him in the campaign, and then when they brought him over to World of Warcraft, which admittedly I didn't see much back in the day of, I still fell in love with him. I loved his character, I loved what they did with him. It was just... He's snarky, he's funny, he's witty, he's intelligent, and he's powerful. And they brought this all over into the Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to go over his abilities real quick, and then we're going to get into the game and show you how not to play Kel'Thuzad. Let me preface everything by saying, once again, this is all in my opinion. I'm nowhere near good, and I'm nowhere near bad. I'm an average player. However, with Kel'Thuzad, I have bad games. He's a very difficult character to play. He requires a high mastery level. He requires a lot of forethought, patience, and planning. I'm not really any of that. I'm gonna smash my head against the wall, and hopefully it gives way. And if it doesn't, well, we're gonna try a different tactic. And that tactically usually is I'm gonna punch the wall first and then smash my face against it. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't. But I have fun with it. So let's go on to the abilities. Death and Decay. I'm not going to read these because this takes too long. I'm just going to hover over so you can read it. Death and Decay, literally, he just shoots a ball. If it hits something, it impacts, and then it becomes a pool of crap on the ground that continues to damage. Frost Nova is a circle within a circle. Or circle within a circle, I don't know, whatever. The inner circle deals roots enemies and deals higher damage. The outer circle slows enemies and deals a little bit less damage. Chains of Kel'Thuzad, it's a straight line skill shot that you hook onto an enemy hero, and then you can reactivate it to hook to another enemy hero, and that's a straight line skill shot as well. Master of the Cold Dark. Now this one I will explain. This is his trait. Now if you recall from my Arthas video, the trait was activatable, meaning I had to activate it myself. This is automatic for Kel'Thuzad. Now the question is I have to gain 30 Blight. How do you gain 30 Blight? Well, you gain 1 Blight every time you root a hero by Frost Nova or you hit them with chains. So the middle of the Frost Nova, the W that I was talking about, that's the root. That counts as a Blight. The chain, if you hit one hero, that's 1, and then if you get the second hero with the chain, that's 2. So if after gain 15 Blight, you gain a Glacial Spike ability. What does this mean? Well, you gain an ability from your top to your top bar where you can make a small protrusion from the ground, it's a Glacial Spike, that you can combo off of. So instead of using your chains of Kel'Thuzad directly onto an enemy hero, you can use it on the Glacier Spike and then onto them. The Glacier Spike only lasts for about 4 seconds or so, but it's a great combo mechanism. So in case there's only one enemy hero and there's nothing else to chain off of, you can pop that Glacial Spike up, and now you have something to chain off of. You have his first R, the Frost Blast. What it is it's basically just a giant-ass meteor that slams into them, freezes them, or roots them in place, and then it roots anyone else caught in this vicinity, because it's a large AoE around the initial impact. It's okay. I see a lot of Kel'Thuzads picking it, and that's because it's more reliable. But it's not my cup of tea. Shadow Fisher is his second his second ultimate. What this does is it creates a way smaller circle on the ground, and it's completely global. You can use it anywhere. It only damages enemy heroes. And it's meant to be comboed off of. So the basic Kel'Thuzad, and I say basic, and I mean basic. The basic Kel'Thuzad combo is you use your chains on an enemy hero. Bring it to the second, or chain another hero, so they're brought together, and as soon as you see that's happening, and I mean as soon as it's a rapid, happens real quick. As soon as you see that chain is about to connect, you drop a Frost Nova down into the middle of them, and then you drop a Death and Decay, and you drop your R, all as quick as you can. I'm going to attempt to show you this, but again, this requires forethought, and you'll learn that this guy don't have much forethought. He don't brain good. But it does a shit ton of damage right off the bat, and that's what you want as a Kel'Thuzad. Also, I went on without finishing up. The second reward for Master of the Cold Dark, and this is the most important one, is after gaining 30 Blight, he gains 75% spell power. That means you're dealing 75% more damage with your spells. which is everything you do as a Kel'Thuzad except for your auto attack. And you could actually change that with one of his talents, but we're not going to go with that talent because I'm not a big fan of it. Alright, so let's get to it. Oh, this looks updated.
Frost Whisper, is that you? No, Lady Great Winter Chill.
This looks way better.
It's hard to see from up here.
This looks way better.
I see the gods wish to test my patience today.
This looks way better.
Oh, how your soul shall suffer for that. 10 seconds.
Well, if I use this video, I apologize. I shouldn't have said that, but I'm gonna go with Blighted Frost. What this does is just deals more damage, and then it freezes them longer as long as I have 30 Blight. Or it roots them longer. I keep saying freeze, I don't know. But yeah, I apologize. They updated the graphics on this map, and it looks so much better. It's gorgeous. So, I'm gonna attempt to show you the Kel'Thuzad combo. And I'm gonna attempt to show you all of it. So we got one chain on variant, we're gonna throw it out there. And I see, that's where I failed. I did not immediately use Frost Nova and Death and Decay. Most of the time, I'm too surprised that I managed to get a hero chain together. That's the problem. But... oh, that was damn good. So what happened there is that I got a chain, but the problem is that Anduin has an ability called Leap of Faith, and what it does is when he grapples a hero, or takes a hero to him, it makes them unstoppable. So it effectively negated my chains from working. It was a really well done play. I'm really surprised, but that was damn good.
You think yourself worthy to wield the Dragon Knight's power?
So right there, that's my Death and Decay. So the ball shoot forward, and then the crap that fell on the ground, yep, that's the Death and Decay. We're going to throw down a Frost Nova. That's Frost Nova. Circle within a circle. And then this is my chains. Now we're going to back up because I don't see anyone on my mini-map or any enemy except for Kel'Thuz. And all we're going to do is just keep laning. My second ability that I'm going to choose for level 4 is going to be Phylactery of Kel'Thuzad. What this does is that I collect 12 Regen Globes, and oh yeah, look at that, that is gorgeous. These mages right here will drop Regen Globes. It first turns into, it drops the opposite color, so if it's one of ours, it drops a Regen Globe that only the enemy team can pick up at first. Very well done, everyone. Oh goodness. If we kill the mage on the enemy team, it drops a regen globe that only we can capture it first. And then after, I think it's a 2-second delay, or maybe 1.5-second delay, it changes to purple where anyone can pick it up. And then after, whoop, I don't want any part of this, get away from me, thank you. We're gonna chain you, we're gonna chain you together, and we're gonna miss, but we're gonna get nothing out of that. Fantastic. Please, oh my gosh. Alright, and then after the purple phase of the Regen Globe, it becomes chain. Oh, I thought it chained again. That's my bad. After the purple phase, it disappears. What the talent does is that after I reach 12, I gain, is it 10% spell power? No, I just heal for 10% of all my spell power damage. Once again, Kel'Thuzad is pure spell damage. So that's 10% of all damage goes to me as help. Second of all, what it does is that when I die... Yep, I'm failing at these combos. When I die, I can activate it. I'll lose that health, part of it, but it'll become... but I instantly resurrect. And then I can gather 12 more and start all over again. I put that there in the hopes that they would walk forward, but that tactical only works against real, actual scrubs. And I mean, like, literally just learning the game scrubs. Okay, we're gonna chain. Alright, so you may notice that my chains aren't, or my damage isn't there, or not, I'm not doing a lot of damage. But that's because I haven't got my Blight fully up yet. But that was the basic Kel'Thuzad combo. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to do every single time we throw out our E or our chains. You may have noticed that I refer to abilities by their pre-designated keystroke. That's just force of habit. So this time, this right here, Chilling Touch, this turns your basic attack into a spell damage ability, like after every 2 seconds, I believe it is. Every 8 seconds it becomes a spell damage ability. And then it also slows the enemy, which is okay. But this one right here, Ice Cold, reduces my Glacial Spike. Glacial Spike I'll get in 5 Blight. And it is super important. It also ups the damage of the Glacial Spike. Something I forgot to mention because I never have it happen is that you can use Glacial Spike to damage. Uh-oh. Oh my god, I missed. To damage people, but this area effect is really low. Now, see, I tried to do the combo right there, but I misjudged where they were going to land at. Because it brings them together to a certain central point. Somehow I missed that, so we're going to drop that right there, and he avoided it. I'm probably dead. Nope, he didn't fully stick with me. And see right here, we have 5. Oh, you can't see, I need to lower my webcam even more. Well, I have 5 of the quest. So I may not use this video, I'm not entirely for sure.
You managed not to fail.
Man, this place looks so much better. I think this is the first time I've ever updated what the map looks like since this is released, and I think this map has been here since the alpha and beta of this game, or at least at the very minimum beta. Yeah, I'm not going in there, buddy. I gotta fucking be.
Time to devise a new strategy.
I don't have a well to tippy tap. This will restore mana and health over time. So I have to B back, and B means just I use my Hearthstone to go back to the altar, which instantly restores some health, and then rapidly restores the remainder for as long as you sit in there. Alright, so I got my Shadow Fisher. We're going to use our R. We're going to cook. Oh, man. So does it cleanse it? Good job, guys. We got the dragon. So the way this map works is that there's 2 altars, one north, one south. Our team has to sit on it until it turns blue or red, but in this case we're just gonna go with blue until it turns blue. And then they have the channel on the dragon to become the dragon. Dragon does a shit ton of damage to buildings and enemy heroes. We're going to throw that down. We're going to miss in everything. Fantastic. Glad I missed everything. We're going to try to throw an R down before I die. On top of me. Very well done ult, but it didn't count for much. So what that was that Karazim, him, where is he? For this guy, he has an ult where he could throw down a palm. It's a palm of something. Divine Palm. And what it does is that as long as he gets it on you, it stays on you for like 2 seconds, I believe. I guess I could just read it to make sure. 3 seconds. I was close. If they take fatal damage within 3 seconds of that activation, the person does not die. They come back. You go into like a stasis for like half a second, and then you're still alive. It's a really neat ability, but tricky as hell to pull off. And plus, most players nowadays learn to recognize the animation and know not. This is a bad idea. But most players recognize that and stop attacking them until the Divine Palm fades, and therefore it doesn't go off. And then it goes off on its full cooldown regardless. So it's a nice ability, but very telegraphed. But sometimes, even if you try to stop attacking the person, they still end up palming. I'm gonna throw that down right there, even though he's. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go with Icy Grass. This basically improves my W even further. I'm gonna throw down that right there. So you may notice that whenever I go up to the minions, the enemy minions, instead of directly just facing them and throwing my Q down on top of their faces, I go to the side. And the reason being is that the front of the minions, the melee minions, deal a whole lot less damage than the mage minion and the archer minions in the back. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it angled so that way it hits the mage and the archers in the back. It's just a small little min-max thing that you can do to help your minions push forward. This way you don't have to sit there and take down the entire minion wave, which is not as important late game. But, see, right here, we're going to just do that and walk away. I shouldn't have done that because the top was getting pushed, and that slowed me down. That's fine. We're going to throw that down, throw that down, we're going to throw that right there. We're just going to commit to everything on that specific point. So we got 15, looks like 16 blight possibly. I don't know how I missed everything, but I did. We're going to throw a Glacial Spike right there just to be safe, because this variant really wants to lick my nutsack. I'm going to throw that on there. This is a bad game. I don't think I'm going to use this one. But maybe we'll turn it around. So, right there, I chained the guy, realized I chained him, so I threw up a Glacial Spike and then chained him to the Glacial Spike. It wasn't as effective as I'd hoped, and I actually was really surprised it worked. So I didn't have anything to follow up on, but it was still, that was still one of the things you could do as Kel'Thuzad. He's very versatile, but again, it requires a lot of forethought and planning. Okay, so we're gonna throw a spike down. Oh, I missed!
Choose a talent.
I don't know why he did that. We're gonna go hungry. Oh, that's why. So Butcher could follow up. That was just dumb, though. I just. So right now I could use my phylactery to come back, but I'm not going to. The primary reason is we got them on the run. I want to save it just in case we actually need me to come back as soon as possible. Well, I might be regretting that decision now. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to regret that decision. Now I don't want to use it just because I got 10 seconds left. Now it's a true waste. Well, no, never mind. We got it. Okay. Good job. Looking good. We're going to go for Dragon Knight. They got them busy up top, so I'm going to try to sneak this dragon away from them. Although Butcher is right, there's Butcher right there. He's going to head. He's going to try to stop me, and if he hits me, it's going to hurt. There's Kel'Thuzad or Kel'Thas. Damn. Yes, I know. Okay, so we're using our phylactery to come back immediately. I'm doing bad, and I don't mind saying so because I already told you. I picked up Hunger and Cold, and what that does is for anyone who is disabled, who's or any enemy who is disabled, or they're rooted, they're slowed, whatever, they're going to take more damage. And Kel'Thuzad primarily deals in that. So we're going to Glacial Spike right here, and I missed my fucking Dealy-Majagger, so we're just going to... I don't want to move up too close, but I want this globe. The reason I don't want to move up too close is Varian will wreck my shit. But I know, but I'm not going up there. Sorry. So they were pinging me that they wanted me to cap bottom, but Varian would have wrecked me. So I don't know if they didn't notice that or didn't care. We're gonna have to just throw that on them just to count it. I was hoping I could get out before he got. Man, that really hurt. Not gonna lie. And just like, what was that? 3 swings, he was able to deal that much damage to me? Okay, we're gonna throw this glacial spike. We're gonna try to grip Kel'Thuz. Alright, so I got my full blight. So I will be dealing 75% more damage. Not that it's gonna matter too much. I'm not doing too well. I mean, I'm doing better than a Tyrael. Woo, he's a bruiser. What does that matter? I'm doing better than our tank, or our healer. Woo, he's a healer. Asmodan and Imperius. Our Imperius, who's a bruiser, is dealing more damage than the rest of the team. That's how we're failing as a team. That's how I'm failing as a damage dealer. So, I died there because I was pushed up too far.
We should take this mercenary.
That's plain and simple. I should have been playing more carefully, but I didn't. I was trying to do too much, and that's another problem with Kel'Thuzad. He's very frail. It's really easy to kill him. He doesn't have any escape mechanisms other than trying to root you or chain you to a glacial spike. Once he expends those abilities, that's about a 6-second period right there where he can get the hell out, or where he can't get the hell out, and you can just stay on him. Oh, shit. Wow. See it right there? That was a Divine Palm. That was really well done by Kerazim, although I'm dead anyways. So we're going to go with Might of the Scourge. This is another reason why we pick up Shadow Fisher. I believe that's the ability called. Yeah. What it does is that if I hit someone with my R, it instantly comes back. I don't have to wait for the 16 seconds for the cooldown. I can just keep doing it over and over and over and over again. And this group right here that I'm with, presumably I would have a great chance to continually follow up. Because Tyrael has this picked his R where it stuns them on impact, and then Imperius over here has a Q where it can lift up any people that are in his range and stun them for about 5 seconds, not even 5 seconds, goodness, about 1 second. You would think with this team up that I could follow up better, but again, I'm bad with Kel'Thuzad, so it's kind of rough. But this looks like it's GG. We've just been getting our asses handed to us this entire game. We're going in one at a time. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. And see, I missed my R. That's Kel'Thuz's R. His R, called Pyroblast. We're just going to easily get out. All I'm doing is just poking at them to increase my damage. That's all I'm doing. There's nothing I can do to get them off my R core. At all. It's game. GG. If I was a better Kel'Thuzad, we might have been able to pull that off and win. But I'm not. And I'm okay with that because the only way to get better as a Kel'Thuzad is by playing him. And that's why I primarily play quick matches, because I know I'm not good enough to play League, Hero League. Mostly because I have an extremely competitive edge whenever I'm put into a situation like that, and I take it out on myself if we lose. Quick match, though, it's about mostly just learning your hero, perfecting your talent, and following up on it. So I don't have too much problem with losing as Kel'Thuzad. Would I prefer to win? Well, of course. But there it is. So that's how not to play Kel'Thuzad. I know I didn't go over too much about how many times I died and what I should have done better. I was really struggling that match. He's extremely fun. Do not get my attitude wrong. I love playing him. He's so fun. When you land your shit and you feel like Kel'Thuzad. It feels like this is the player he was supposed to be. But when you fail as him, you're just like, well, I'm just going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs and sing a song while you guys do all the work or we lose. So, it's whatever, but I recommend playing him. He's fun. He's definitely fun. He's still viable in the meta. He's just difficult because he has no escape mechanisms. I know I didn't go over some of the talents, so let's see if I missed any. I went over Blighted Frost, Phylactery. This was the... it reduced the cooldown of Glacier Spike. I don't think I ever went over that. And we put over Shadow Fissure. Icy Grasp, what this did is it slowed them down further and rooted them for a little bit longer. Hunger and Cold. This is the big one that I was going on about. Enemies that are rooted... Oh, I apologize. I was completely wrong. Enemies that are rooted take an additional 55 damage each time they are damaged. So basically, you know how the combo that I was speaking of, where you want to hit, chain them together and then drop your W? That's the important part. You want to drop your W on top of them or underneath them so they're rooted, and then throw your Death and Decay and your R like right after each other, because the Hunger Cold is going to proc as soon as they proc or activate. As soon as they're rooted. So that Q that you threw down is going to damage them and hurt them even more. And more importantly, your R is going to go down and hurt them more. One can argue that you want to throw down your R first. Yes, I completely agree. The reason I say Q is because it takes a little bit of wind-up time. You want that out there going. Your R takes no wind-up time at all to go. So that's why I personally do my Q. But I can see you throwing your R down first because you want that damage out there and for sure hitting them. I agree. You're absolutely right if you make that argument. And then I also went with Might of the Scourge, which resets its cooldown, or ultimate as you want to call it. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.